All right, now we're going to talk about Home Sweet Home Alone, the Disney
Ooh.
Plus movie that is it's a it's a movie. Do you have anything good to say about it?
Um,
Just
let's see.
start off right with that. Any good things to say?
I can say that I didn't feel like I wasted my life watching it.
Really? Okay, I kind of did.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't think I have a reason to ever watch it again. Um, I don't think it's going to be a long-term holiday classic like
No,
some may view Home Alone 1 and 2 as.
no.
Um, do I think it's probably better than Home Alone 3, Home Alone 4, and anything else in the Home Alone franchise
There's a
outside of 1
four.
and 2? Oh, dude.
I didn't know that. I knew there was a three. I
There
did
might
not know there was a
it,
four.
it might get to 5 or 6 even.
Ooh,
There have been far too many Home Alone movies made. Like we could do a tier list of Home Alone movies. This is probably number 3. So I enjoyed that it had the references to the original Home Alone in several ways. It was almost like a reboot, which I don't think is going to be successful enough to be a real reboot.
no, yeah, I agree with that.
The kid in it, I really enjoyed him in Jojo Rabbit,
Okay,
and I think I enjoyed him in similar ways here. So I think he might be at least as a child actor, somebody that I find entertaining for a a long enough time where he's not going to sell a ticket for me, but I'll always be like, "Hey, it's the kid from Jojo Rabbit."
yeah.
At the very least.
I never saw Jojo Rabbit.
Um, oh, dude, you're doing this kid a disservice, and he's
That's
a
probably
supporting
true because
character in that
I kind
movie.
of hated him in this.
Oh my god,
I was like, this kid
you
is
need
the villain. He sucks.
you need to watch Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, probably. I've heard he's in that, but I've never seen it.
It's a great movie, which this is not.
This
But
is the sixth Home Alone, by the way.
okay, so
Yeah,
I was about right.
this
I
is
said it got to 5, right?
there was
Totally.
a after 2002's Home Alone 4, there was the 2012 Home Alone The Holiday Heist.
So I kind of liked that it kept the McAllister family going. I enjoyed, so I enjoyed all those old references. I liked that they didn't just make it like, ooh, scary bad guys versus kid Home Alone. Like they built more of a story for the reason that people are going into the house besides just being like, oh no, bad guy. It was a misunderstanding. A lot of things, spoiler alerty things, I guess, were very obvious out front.
I mean, I think that's
Like,
fine.
yeah, that doll was never in the house.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
immediately, it's like
I kind of
I
bought
forgot
it.
about the juice.
I sort of
Oh,
bought that he had taken the doll as like, but he thought nothing of it. So I was like, that's why I was like, this kid's the villain. He did it.
oh no. See, I was like, in my notes, I wrote doll equals red herring. Uh, Shortly after the fat shaming joke, where Ellie Kemper called Rob Delaney tons of fun. Um,
Yeah, it was also kind of like I didn't mind them. Like I thought their motivation for what they were doing was just, but them as characters were terrible. Does that make sense?
I guess they very much played the same kind of characters that they tend to play in things that I've seen them in.
But I mean,
Um,
it is a movie for kids, I guess too. So they were just being
yeah,
very like silly hams
yes,
in a
very much
sense.
like the silly ham versions of themselves. Like, did
Yeah,
you ever watch Catastrophe?
I love Catastrophe. Yeah,
Okay, so that was still like a very similar character Rob Delaney was playing overall.
yeah, that's true.
And then Ellie Kemper was being like, weirdo redhead.
Yeah,
So it wasn't, you know, and like the camp for like kids and all that stuff was there, like just the goofy action and goofy violence and all that.
hmm
Um, this kid wasn't a sociopath like Kevin McAllister.
yeah, that's true.
You know, he set some people's feet on fire, but not their heads.
Yeah,
Uh,
I like how she also said he tried to set me on fire. It's like, no, he succeeded in setting you on fire. You were on
yeah,
fire.
yeah, he was very successful in that.
Yeah, there attempt was made, but it was successful. You were set on fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, the
Um,
best part of this movie was that it was 90 minutes.
yes, it was. Yeah, if this was an hour 45, it would have felt like forever.
It made me laugh like once.
Yeah, I chuckled once or twice,
I don't
but
remember why, but because I also watched
yeah,
this like over 10 days ago, I think. I started watching it again this morning, but I only got like to the point where they're at like the point where he's trying to like get into the house to get the doll back. But I do remember that he misplaces the doll essentially. How who knows?
I
And then
think the
like,
little kid, his nephew or whatever, ends up just taking it out of curiosity
but
and is like
wasn't
playing
it
with it.
gone before they got there?
Oh, it must have been. It must
Yeah.
have been because they
So
left
that
once.
doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
right. Yeah, I don't know how that happened then. See, I at first thought it was going to be like some random person that went to the open house,
Yeah, me too. I was
took
like,
it,
oh, the
and
couple in the
then
beginning, like they took it or something.
yeah, or the one that they saw on eBay was actually their doll. That's the other thing I thought it was going to be. It
Yeah.
was like, oh, somebody else sold your doll, and like somebody else just is bawling out around the corner from you now after robbing your house.
Yeah, like halfway through, I was like, oh, yeah, the kid doesn't have it. But at the beginning, I did believe it. And I was like, so the kid is the villain because he stole like this very expensive doll from them. And now they're trying to get it back. And he's just like, I'm going to set you on fire and shit. So,
Yeah, I grasped pretty quickly that it was a misunderstanding. 10 years ago, we were watching worse movies than this
yeah, that's
to review
true.
sometimes.
I
So,
was sad I watched. My wife asked me to turn it off 66% of the way through.
okay. See, my wife every so often enjoys like the like low investment, like silly, like don't have to think about anything
Yeah.
comedy. So she was actually a little more into it than I was.
Okay.
She wasn't like loving it, but she can like every so often she'll put on like a newer Sandler movie as background music
Oh,
or
okay.
background sound.
Yeah, no, Liz,
Just
Liz
because
would
it's
never
just
do
like
that.
there's no investment
Mm-hmm.
required. And then if like something dumb happens, you can kind of like chuckle, but like you don't feel like you're
Yeah.
dialed in. You
Yeah.
don't
She'll
have to pay
just
attention.
she'll just watch like Down Abbey
So-
for like the 5th time if she wants to do something like that.
Yeah. So she'll do that too, but every so often when she's looking for a different thing, she'll find like silly ensemble comedy or whatever where it's like literally no investment
Yeah.
is required and you can just kind of space out. So she liked this better than I did, and I could see where that worked, and how she likes to consume that kind of content in those times.
It makes sense. I think it's a solid movie to put on if you're doing something else, like you said, like especially if you have kids.
Yeah.
Like if like you have people at your house on like Christmas Day, go for it. If you have Disney Plus, why not? It's free. It's inoffensive enough, I would say.
Yeah.
It's definitely more like family friendly than the first Home Alone where he like literally commits murders.
Yes.
So go for it in that sense. But as an adult, if you don't have kids and you're gonna watch a movie,
Right. It's
it's
definitely not like a fun adult, like invest your time watch.
yeah. So as far as what other people have said, on Rotten Tomatoes, it is an 18% tomato meter score, 13% audience score, which usually like movies like this get a higher audience score because people are like at least riding the nostalgia train. But this one did not get that same treatment.
Kevin wasn't in it. I think if Kevin McAllister was in it, it would have hit.
The description I
number there.
read too said he was in it, and when the movie ended, I was like, oh, okay, so that was a lie.
He was referenced, but that's it.
Yeah, he was referenced. Metacritic 35, user score 1.6. So it's even, I was gonna say worse, but I guess that's the same. But usually,
Oh yeah. Yeah, 1.6 is like, is that a 5?
no, it's actually a 10.
Oh, out of 10. Oh, that's real bad.
Yeah. Yeah, like 13% of Rotten Tomatoes is out of 100, obviously.
Okay.
Percent. So they're awful scores. But yeah, like, put it on the background. If you have kids, put them in front of the TV, put it on, they'll watch it. If you don't have to actually pay attention to it, it's money for you.
Yeah. 10 years ago, you and I would have shredded this movie.
Yeah. Are we soft now?
We'd have torn this apart. No, it's just we see things like differently, and we see that like not all content is made for you and I.
Yeah, that's true. It's not for me.
So, yeah.
But like a friend that has kids, it's definitely for them and their kids.
Yeah, like I might even watch this with my friends' kids. I'd be like, oh yeah, haha, the guy did that.
So yeah, if you have kids, go for it. Disney Plus, you're curious, why not? It costs you nothing extra. Fairly inoffensive, but at the time I was offended. But now that I think about it, for people that are not me, I think it's fine.